Hi everyone, my name is Emily Pribe. I'm a registered dietitian here at the University of Utah. In honor of National Nutrition Month, I thought I'd pop on here and give a little spiel about what it means to personalize your plate, as that is the theme for this month. So when I think about personalizing my plate, I kind of like to start with our healthy eating plate as a base. This is kind of a good guideline for what to think about when building your plate. So when you look at this, you'll notice that we're mostly emphasizing our veggies and some fruit, where it covers about half of our plate. And we want to think lots of different colors here. All those different colors mean different vitamins and minerals. So getting your dark leafy greens, your red and oranges in there, all that good stuff. And then on this other side, we've got a quarter of our plate being our grains, preferably our whole grains here. Offers lots of good fiber, some extra vitamins and minerals there as well. I typically like to recommend at least making half of your grains whole grains. And then down here, lastly, a quarter of our plate is our proteins. Here we want to think about our lean proteins, so things like chicken, turkey, fish, even our plant-based proteins, beans, lentils, nuts and seeds, and those sorts of things. Our lean plant-based proteins, or just lean proteins in general, will be lower in saturated fat versus like a red meat, a pork, steak, or a lamb, as that saturated fat we know can contribute to poor cholesterol values. So as I was saying, this is kind of my foundation when I think about personalizing my plate. And it's kind of your freedom to just choose any foods from the different food groups to kind of mix it up and make it something that you enjoy. So one great way that I like to apply this is in building a bowl. Some people call it like a burrito bowl or a Buddha bowl. Really, you can just mix it up with different flavors and spices and kind of make it, a different theme, whatever you like. And by doing this bowl, we can kind of apply the food groups from the healthy eating plate and make sure we're hitting all those different food groups. So first, when I'm building a bowl, I usually start with a base. That could be a grain, or it could be things like salad greens, something like that, or it could be both. And I thought I'd show you some of my favorites to use when building these bowls. So in terms of grains, what I've got here at my house right now is I have got some farro, a good whole grain, and I've also got some brown rice. So both really good options. This is also, again, just kind of what I prefer, but there's a lot of other things out there. Quinoa, barley, amaranth, lots of stuff. So starting with those grains, then after that, I want to start thinking about a protein. Some of my favorites, again, I have roasted chicken in my fridge, leftovers. That's always a great option. If you want to make your own, or just buy one at the beginning of the week, and you can kind of spread that out across the week with your bowls. You could even do something like salmon. You could do like ground turkey, anything, or you could even veer into those plant-based proteins and use some canned black beans, dried beans, or even just using some nuts and seeds for some added protein as well. So once I've got that protein added there, then I want to start thinking about my veggies. And I would recommend adding at least 2 to 3 different veggies to your Buddha bowl or your bowl, just to ensure that you're getting that variety of nutrition there. So what I've got around my house for veggies, I've got some asparagus. It's really good roasted. So also thinking about these bowls, one thing I like to do is roasting a big sheet pan of veggies at the beginning of the week. It could be some asparagus, maybe some sweet potatoes, some onions, some broccoli, getting a good mix. You can do that at the beginning of the week, and similar to the chicken, just put that in a separate container and split that up across the rest of the week. I've also got some zucchini, so that could be good roasted as well. I've got some cucumber. That would probably be better cold, maybe on top after you added the roasted veggies. I've got some kale, some additional greens that you could always add on. And I've got some onion here as well. I've also got some spaghetti squash. This just came from the co-op that I purchased my produce from. You could use the spaghetti squash. It would actually fall more of like a grain, as it is a starchier vegetable. So you could think about using spaghetti squash or something similar, sweet potato noodles or something like that as your base for these bowls as well. So once I add my veggies, then the next group I want to think about is if it's something I could maybe add some fruit to. I realize that fruit might not always be the tastiest and doesn't go with everything in a bowl, but some ideas could be adding some pears or some apples with some chicken and some, maybe you've got some goat cheese and some nuts or something to make it more of like a fall harvest bowl. I do have some strawberries that would be good and something similar, more of like a fall harvest theme. Things like that. You can even start to think about dried fruits, maybe some dried raisins, some craisins, something along those lines. Oh, and I also forgot to mention I've got some lentils, and this would be a good protein source as well for those bowls. Once I got the fruit on, then just kind of some last remaining toppings I could think about would be some more nuts and seeds, maybe like some sliced almonds or like pecans, walnuts, something like that. I actually have this mix that I like to buy. It's like a salad topping mix. So it's got sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and craisins. So just some good sources of healthy fats, and then it's got that dried fruit in there as well. You could also add some other seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds, ground flax seeds are great as well. Again, just some additional protein and healthy fats. Lastly, once you've got all those different food groups on there, then it's time to really think about mixing up the flavors and making it your own. So in terms of like a sauce or a dressing, you could really do anything. I like to use vinaigrettes. Some hummus could be good. Some salsa, anything you've got kind of in the kitchen that you think would be tasty. And again, just thinking about those themes that you could do. One of my favorites is kind of more of a Mexican themed bowl where you could make a burrito bowl of sorts with some brown rice, some black beans, maybe some chicken if you want some additional protein, some good veggies, maybe some salad greens. And I really like to use avocado as a topping, maybe like a salsa ranch dressing of sorts. You could even go more Mediterranean style, have the hummus with some chicken, some sweet potatoes, some roasted veggies, some greens, another grain if you'd like. Really the options are endless. So that's kind of what I like so much about these, the building a bowl is you can really just make it your own. Even thinking about when you're roasting your veggies, what flavors you want to use that could go with, that flavor profile that you want. Is it taco seasoning? Is it Italian seasoning? Maybe it's just a little salt and pepper. Just some ideas to throw out there. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe give it a try. Happy National Nutrition Month.